Hey, good morning, everybody. It's your old pal, Mr. Butter. I just rolled out of bed, so ignore this rough morning look. And this one kind of came as a surprise. I have wanted this pair of shoes for a while. It was dropped kind of unannounced on the Nike app, not the sneakers app, but on the actual Nike app, along with a bunch of other dunks. It's the black and white dunk lows. Some people call them the Pandas. I've wanted a pair in my size, but resale prices are just too high for me to pay. The last time I paid high resale prices on a pair of dunk lows, I was real disappointed. That was for the UNLVs. They were just real sloppy. So I'm kind of eager to get into these and see how these ones look. I couldn't hit on a men's pair in my size, but I was able to hit on my wife and my daughter's size in a women's pair. So that's the next best thing, you know. If this is your first time here, then welcome. Bread and Butter is a new channel, and we're growing real quick. But if you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then hit that subscribe button. Also, if you enjoy this review, help me out with a thumbs up. That'll help this video get seen by more people, and that'll help my channel grow faster. But anyhow, let's get to these dunk lows. Once again, huge surprise. Standard Nike box. Pretty much all my dunks come in this, unless it's an SB or something like that, but same box we always get. Nothing wrong with that. The tag reads Women's Nike Dunk Low. The colors are white, black, and white. Retail price on these is $100, and I saw on GOAT they're currently selling for like $230, $240 in this size, which that's up there, well over the price of a pair of like Jordan retros or something. So that's pretty expensive for resale. You know who isn't going to pay high resale for a pair of dunk lows that have questionable quality? This guy. Much like my being drawn to the UNLV dunk lows, just because they just look so classic and the colors just go together so well, these are up there. If I was going to pay crazy resale prices on a GR dunk low, it would be these. With how bummed out I was by the UNLVs, I just can't get myself to pull the trigger and pay, you know, $250 plus for a pair my size. First impressions though, I mean, these look good, much like I say with Jordans that have a white base and then a black mudguard, black eye stays, black swoosh. That is just such a classic combination, and the same can be said for these dunk lows or dunk highs, in my opinion. It's just a very classic looking shoe, very retro. They look good. These look good. Right off the bat, I can tell you the quality on this pair and the execution, the threading, the cuts of these panels and everything. These are much cleaner than what my UNLVs were. And I say were because I parted ways with them. That's kind of weird. I don't know if you can see that on camera, but it looks like there's some sort of like stamp or letters or something on the outsole. I've never seen that on any of my Nikes. Let me know if you've ever seen that. Classic dunk outsole. Nothing really noteworthy there aside from that little stamp that I see. But it's all this black color and goes with the shoe perfectly since they're black and white. Coming up from that black outsole, we've got a bright white midsole and bright white stitching. Looks clean. Love the view from the back with that stitching going across the heel and then the Nike tab up above it. Just, it's one of my favorite angles of a dunk. Then coming up from that bright white midsole, we've got a black leather mudguard, and the quality on this is your standard GR quality leather, but what I appreciate about it is the clean delivery. I don't care if everything feels super high-end like leather out of a sports car. I'm not that tough to please, but I want my shoes to look clean, and these things look dope. Clean enough to eat off of. But all these black panels, like on the mudguard, and then on the eye stays, and then coming down around the heel and on the swoosh, all these black panels have black stitching. The only white that you'll see jumping off on these is, it's quite typical on these Dunks, is the white that's going down here and comes over top of the Nike swoosh. So then you can see just a little bit of white stitching going over across that swoosh. But then coming to the white leather on the toe box, you've got those classic perforations and they look nice and clean. And then on the side panels, you got that nice plain white leather. There's a little bit of texture on it, just barely. It's not like it's tumbled or anything, but it's just got a little bit of a texture to it. I don't know if that translates on camera or not, but take my word for it. But white leather on the side panels. And then here at the heel of the shoe, you get a good look at that white leather as well. And as I said before, I just love the way that white stitching looks on that white leather. And then there's also white stitching on the heel tab that spells out Nike, and that looks really clean. They gave us some flat black laces, and I think that's perfect. I wouldn't swap them out or anything. The tongue is just a white nylon tongue, and it's just your standard, you know, Dunk tongue, but it's got black piping going around it, and then a black tag at the top that spells out Nike in white stitching. And we've got a black sock liner with a white insole and black Nike branding on that insole. But that was just a quick look. I was pretty pumped to hit on these for retail. I hate paying resale prices, and I've wanted a pair of these in the collection. Now I get to see which one of the butter ladies are going to win the battle for them. But anyhow, you all have a great day.